Hello. So this part of the math section, which only shows up there on the first part, the first exam section of the math, is the column comparison. This is unique strictly to the ISEE. There's actually other exams that have this, but you're not going to run into them too often. And what you'll notice is that for all these types of questions, where you're comparing column A to column B, the answer choices are always exactly the same. A is bigger, B is bigger, the two columns are the same, and D that you can't figure it out. Like you don't have you do not have enough information to figure that out. So really what it comes down to is you want to have that memorized in your mind, so when you get to this part of the test, you're not reading through all of these. You just recognize, okay, this is a column comparison. I need to figure out which is bigger, A, B, or are they same, or do I not have enough information? Let me also go into a simple explanation of what this looks like. I'm gonna create a simpler question so we can kind of get a feel for the format of what this is. Let's say that they said a whole different question. Column A, column B, and we know that A is 25 and B is 2. Well, which one of these answer choices would that apply to? Well, let's start from the D. The relationship cannot be determined. Well, that's not true because we know exactly what they equal. There's no unknown variables or anything like that. So D is not going to be an option. The two quantities are equal. 25 is not 2. 2 is not 25. So we don't have to worry about C being a possibility. And then it's now down to which is greater, A or B. 25 is greater than 2. So now you know that it's A. Now let's apply that mindset to this question here. We're trying to figure out which is greater. Is it X or is it Y? Now, I'm going to go be very specific in how I isolate X so that I can figure out what it equals. I'm going to multiply by 4 first to cancel out that denominator, because I know that whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. And 25 times 4 is a very simple 100. That's 4 quarters. So now I know I'm left with X plus 5 equals 100. I know I'm going to get that right. I can do that quickly. Now to get X by itself, you subtract 5 to both sides. And now I'm left with X equals 95. Now you can see that same thing here for 6y plus 11 equals 77. Which one do I want to get to the other side first, 11 or 6? Well, 77 divided by 6, at the top of my head, I realized that's not a very easy division problem. But if I subtract 11 to both sides, I'm left with 6y equals 66. And that's way easier to work with. I just want to divide both sides by 6. And then now I recognize that, well, let me write that here so it's easier to compare. Y is equal to 11. So I can clearly see that X is larger, which means it's A. And bam, we're done.